from the Cop. Just got back home from witnessing Sheffield Wednesday lose 1-0 to Sheffield United. Very important game of the season, especially at home. Not that important to the travelling Sheffield United fans because there were some empty seats. Obviously Wednesday sell out everywhere they go. We've obviously not had a good time of things at home this season. Very poor home record. But then we play so well away, and you just wonder whether today we'd be able to step up. And I think one of the things that's happened in a lot of the big games over the last few years is Wednesday have just not turned up. And I sort of got the feeling that was the case today. But I mean, the fans were amazing. But having said that, we competed with this team. There was an absolute fortune compared to our bunch. We know we've struggled at the back. We know that we constantly put ourselves in jeopardy, and we let easy goals in. And one of the things I've been thinking about is that this game today, I think, could probably just sum where Sheffield Wednesday really are at this moment in time. We had most of the game. We managed to pass the ball around. There's a bit of a situation after they scored. So they scored in 64 minutes. And the guy that scored is the one that they bought from Liverpool, and he never scores. He didn't score any goals, hardly ever scored any goals while he's been there. But he's obviously been saving it because he'll be a club legend for scoring against Wednesday today. Really disappointing that goal. They just left Ihekwe for dead. I mean, Ihekwe didn't have a bad game today, but he's not got that turn of pace. He can't. It's so easy to run past. You got somebody with a bit of speed. So Ihekwe got just left for dead twice. Well, he pulled out of the tackle in the first place. I think he didn't think he'd have to get there, and he didn't want to foul him. So Ihekwe gets beaten. Ball comes across. Beadle manages to get a hand to it, and then up pops Brewster with nobody around him at all to slot into an empty net. And I think they were singing that, who put the ball in the empty net. It was really disappointing because we'd had a number of chances before and after that, pretty much gilt-edged chances. And interestingly enough, that SOFA make their play of the match actually their goalkeeper. So I suppose that tells you that we did give it a go today, although it just seemed like certain players were just not doing that well. I thought Bannon, normally you'd never want to take Bannon off, but actually when they were looking at bringing Chalobah and Ingleson on, I did wonder whether he would be the one going off, but they kept Bannon on and took Shea Charles off. I'll bow to Danny Roll's superior tactical knowledge on that side. But I think, we fairly competed. But one of the big issues was that on 39 minutes, Max Lowe went off injured, and I don't know the extent of his injury, and obviously I hope that that's not too bad. Paul Valentin came in. But it did mean a little bit of a reshuffle in the sense that Ihekwe had been in the middle, and he ended up being out on that side as Valentin came in on the right-hand side, and Ioff and Ihekwe moved over one space, which means you're dealing with the wingers rather than the forwards themselves. And Ihekwe's going to win headers all day long, but he ain't going to win any kind of race. You can't just blame him, really. I mean, that was a disappointing goal to concede. But the chances that we had up at the other end, some headers, I think Ingleson had a really, really good chance, but it was last minute and it was a stretch, and I think he put it over what seemed, it was obviously the other side of the pitch to where we were, but it looked like he managed to put it over from pretty much right in front of the goal. But just that's the way that things go, isn't it? And Chris Wilder will be smiling and saying, well, it's all gone to plan and all that kind of stuff. Well, the plan really was that they managed to contain Wednesday for most of the time. Their goalkeeper kept him in it. Our poor finishing kept him in it, and our poor defending gifted them the game. So if that's what next year's Premiership's got to offer, then the teams that are normally struggling now at the bottom end will be just laughing because they've got nothing to fear from that side. Yeah, I'm a bit bitter, but that's what you get. I mean, I think we gave it a go. The fans were really behind them, and we deserve to get something out of that game, really. But I suppose you hard work will get you what you deserve. At the end of the day, we were just not quite good enough. Then again, we know what we've got in the team. We've got some League One players, and we've got some players that are very, very inconsistent, 5 or 6 points away from the playoffs. I suppose it's still on mathematically. However, there's only we played 38 out of 46, so we've only 8 games to go. 24 points. West Brom are on 57 and we're on 51, but with a much, much inferior goal difference. As I say, I think what's killed us this year is not potentially, fair enough. We've let 59 goals in. Millwall, just above us, have let 39 goals in. That's a big difference. But we've scored 53, so we're always in exciting games. I suppose that's the thing. So it's been a good season to watch the football. Just so disappointing those matches at home. And if we'd have won the games that we really should have won, then we'd have been up there easily, in amongst your Sunderlands and your Burnleys. But there you go. Okay, well, a disappointing day, but we go again. Let's see how we go on next time. Right, we've got a bit of an international break now until the Cardiff match on the 29th. So until then, see you later.